Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. We are ready to show you some really cool stuff today, and I hope that you're having an awesome Friday. For those who are online, please say hey so I can see you in our comments. And if you have any questions as we're going along, please pop them in the comments, and we'll see if we can answer them for you. Let's see, we've got quite a few people on here right now from what I see from different. Hey, Scott, glad to have you on here. We've got people coming from YouTube, from Facebook. Don't have any from LinkedIn by the looks of it, but that's okay. We're streaming to multiple platforms today, and we're just glad to have you here. Today, we've got a launch of a new product. For those of you who were on our live stream in August, we showed a product called the Advisor. And the Advisor is an add-on specifically for financial advisors. And we had added a whole bunch of features in there. Well, we had some calls and some emails stating, hey, I'd sure like that, but I'm not a financial advisor, or I'm an advisor, but I'm not using the Advisor overlay. And so we had already talked about creating something and pulling those little components out and creating a separate app, which we've done, and it's called ActView Plus. Now, ActView Plus, for those of you who are watching who are financial advisors and have the Advisor, everything I'm going to show you here is in there. So you don't have to worry. And we've actually got a few tweaks and adjustments that we've made to it, so it's even better than it was before. So I'm really excited to show you this. We are going to, not using the Advisor database this time. I'm just using a generic database, so you can see that this can be used for anybody. And I'm excited. I've been using some of the features in here, and I'm loving it. I think it's just fantastic. So hopefully you feel the same. Let's dive in and go through all of this. All right. So here we are. I've just got a generic demo database, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this modern look and feel. So we've added the modern look and feel that we did with the Advisor. We've got that inside ActView Plus. And it's got newer icons, better fonts for the view. It's got a bunch of different color adjustments which we can do. Updated calendar. So when we go into the calendar, we have an updated calendar. Looks a little bit more modern. Let me get to one that has some activities on there, and you can see that it's got it looks a little bit nicer. It's easier to flow, and when you're on the day that you're on, you'll see that it's got a dashed line that comes through. For those of you who want kind of a beefed up version of this, we have one where you could actually see each person's calendar and a whole bunch of stuff called Day Manager. So if you're interested in that, mention that in the comments, and we'll get you some information out there. Hey, Darren Foth, glad to have you on board today. Yeah, we've had a few people here that are commenting, and this is good. I can see how many people are here, but I just can't. If you don't say hey, then I don't know who's all here. So in here we've also added a few other cool things in this, but let's take a step forward into the list view. This is one of the things that we've changed in here. So if I go to the contact record, so you got their calendar, looks new, modern. If I go to the contact screen and you go to list view, we've taken out the bars and we've set it up with just highlighted vertical lines and or horizontal lines. Sorry, not vertical. Horizontal lines. And so it just looks a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer to view. And the fonts are a little bit bigger in there, so it just makes it easier for the person to read what they're doing. So a lot of this is aesthetics that we've changed. One of the things we changed was the color theme. So you'll see this is the standard blue that ACT has. And let me just go to the contact record here. Details. There we are. So when we're on here, there's a new color theme that we've added to this. So in Tools, and then if you go down to the Customize area, you'll see here color theme. It's got the standard blue, it's got black, it's got silver, and then we've got custom colors that we've added in here. So these are personal settings. So you can set this up for you. You can have whatever color you want. And it's nice to change things up. And now you can do it yourself. So you click over to Custom Color, And so what if I wanted a darker blue? Now this darker blue is a blue that we came up with. And we thought, hey, this is a good standard start. And so when you do that, you'll see that it changes the color of the nav bar and the standard bar across the center. And it'll even change the background color if the background color on your layout is transparent. If it's transparent, it'll show this nice knocked down version or lighter version of the blue. Now, if I go back into custom and go back into custom color schemes, I can go in and I can choose any color that I want. So if you want, you know, an orange or a darker color, a burgundy, whatever, I'm going to try this purple and I'm going to knock it up to about here. And then I'm just going to press OK. And you can see now I've got a purple. It's even a purple hue on the background of the layout. And so this allows you to customize this and kind of change it up every once in a while. My main screen that I have, I'm using the purple because I think it's kind of cool. But there's all sorts of different colors that you can mess around with. And so once you get this, have fun. There is I'm going to mention this launches next Friday, so it's not ready yet. Matt's doing a few more tweaks to it. So it'll be launching next Friday. You'll get an email from us. There will be a discount. We'll talk about that. And there's also a 14-day trial for those who want to give it a whirl. I'll mention that again at the end. The next thing I want to do is the contact bar. We added in the contact bar here that was also in the advisor. And this is something that I've been using even before we put it in the advisor. And what this allows us to do is add contacts, companies to the database. So I'm going to add a brand new contact, and you'll see how this works. I'm going to go new, brand new contact. So this is like a brand new contact in the database. I'm going to call this guy Slim Pickens. Slim Pickens. Company, we'll just call it Test Corp. And then he's the president. And I'll just put in a phone number, 403-444-52512. And then we'll put a quick address in here, 123 Street, Northwest, Calgary, Alberta. And you can tell this is a US layout because I'm working with the demo database because it's got state there, and that's okay. And then we'll go T2S, 3E4. And so we've got him kind of set up. We'll make him a prospect. There we go. So once I've got this in there, you'll see that it's got create a company. So I can create a company right from here. And so if I create a company, it'll tell me that this is going to create the company. And once it creates the company, says a company's been created, it's changed this from company to new contact. What this means is it's a new contact to this company. So if I wanted to add in another person, I can just click on that. A little window pops up. I can put in this Kim Jordan and put in her email address, phone number. Let's just say her extension was 233. Press OK. And it will add Kim Jordan to the database. And you'll see that now Kim shows up in this little list. So you've got the contacts, you've got a list view to see all the contacts. And then we added in here an opportunity. A lot of times the opportunity is buried. If you want to create an opportunity, you have to go up here, you have to go down to opportunities, press Control F11, and it's kind of buried. But this is kind of in your face a little bit saying, hey, do you need to create an opportunity for this person? And gives you the opportunity to create an opportunity. So that's kind of cool. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to show you pop-up windows. Now, this is my favorite. I'm going to go to Todd Miller. As you know, he's my go-to guy for all things demo. So I want to, I'm going to use pop-up windows. And let me tell you the use case for this. A lot of times you may have, most of the clients that we have dual monitors. There's some that have single monitors, but if you've got a dual monitor, when you're working with ACT, you can only work within the container. So if I'm in here and this container here, I can only keep anything ACT related inside this container. And so I'll have the containers expanded, the act container expanded, and I can only work within there. But if I want something on the other screen, I can't do this. So Matt, the wizard he is, I said to Matt, can we have a pop-out screen? Like, can we move stuff into other screens? And he says, I can do that. And so he did. So if I want to just give you some ideas here, let's just say I wanted to go to opportunities. So I'm on the opportunity screen here. I'm looking at some opportunities. I've got it filtered out. And it doesn't matter whether I'm on the list view, maybe I'm on the pipeline view, where I'm actually seeing everything in a kind of a Kanban, in a flow chart. Doesn't matter which one. You'll see this little button right here. It's called Pop-Out. And what it does is it detaches a window from there. And wherever you move it, you can size it the way you want. Let me get my sizer here. Size it the way you want. Let me just move this around. Let me grab the corner. Come on. Come on. Oh, sure. He's not going to. There we are. There we are. So you can size it the way you want, put it in whatever window that you want, whatever location, and it will remember that. So it's sticky that way. So nice thing is when I'm on this, I'm just going to move it over to the side here. If I wanted to talk to James here, I click on that and it'll take me to James's record. If I want to talk to Sean, I just click on Sean's name and it'll take me over that. So I can have on another screen, I can have a calendar, I can have any kind of list view that I want where I maybe click on a hyperlink and it brings me over from that contact over onto my screen. So I can now multitask, if you will, or not have to flip screens all the time. I can just click over here and it will refresh that person or that individual over here. So I can be working on if you've got subtables in your database where you're capturing equipment or products or services or anything like that, you'll be able to pop those windows out as well and be able to actually use those as windows outside of here. Just to give you an example, I can do my calendar. So if I have a calendar and I want to pop that out, I can pop that out and move that over to another screen and actually have and interact with it just like I would if I was in the screen. And then when I press the X button, it docks it back into Act. So any screen that you want to, just look for this little icon, and that will pop the window out. All of the windows we have here, and even like I said, subtables you'll be able to pop out. And I'm finding this to be like amazing. And like I said, it remembers where everything is, so I can stack on separate windows. I can stack my layouts where I want those pop-out windows. And I can even, if I had a third screen, I can pop that up there, so I can just totally have a quick view of everything that's going on. So I recommend that you trial this product, because if you don't have the advisor, if you have the advisor add-on, you've got this already, or you will have it when you go to version 25. And for those of you who don't, try it out. This is one of the big ones I really like. Also, and this is really cool. Let me just go back to the contact screen, and let me make this, I'll just leave it minimized here for a second. The other thing we did is we put Act Marketing Automation. So when you're in Act Marketing Automation, you have to go over to Marketing Automation over here. You click on that. It changes the screen inside of Act. And then if you want to jump in and maybe you're creating groups, or maybe you're looking at contacts that you may want in this campaign, you're constantly flipping back and forth between screens. So I asked Matt, I said, hey, can I pop this out? So he says, I'll do you one better. You click on Act Marketing Automation. It'll pop it out into a separate window. There we are. So it's actually pulling up your browser, and it pulls up AMA, and you can put this on another screen. There we are. So there's my Act Marketing Automation. So I've got campaigns, my emails, and I can move this onto another screen. But this link is good for anywhere between 12 and 24 hours. So if you've got somebody that you want them to have a look at this, or maybe you've got a marketing team that doesn't have Act but wants to maybe create a marketing campaign piece for you, you can give them access to this little link. Now, for those of you who may want a link that they send to their marketing people that is constant, give me a call, send me a message, and tell me that you're interested in that, because we have the ability to do that as well, where they don't need to have ACT, but they can have this link, go in and modify the layout. You still have to, I mean, they can run the campaign, but they don't have any ACT access to the ACT database itself, just this front end. So this is really, really helpful for those who need to have a separate pop-out. But this particular one, it'll pop out. It's good for about 12 to 24 hours, roughly around there. And then it will lose its link, and then you have to just pop it out again, and then you're good to go. So that's the ACT Marketing Automation pop-out window, which I find to be super, super handy. The next thing we want to talk about, and this is, I'm going to maximize this, and I'm going to move me out of the way a little bit, move me over here. And it's called the Sidebar, Pop-Out Sidebar. And in this, it has access to a bunch of different information. Now, this one is, it's not, I'm still in beta here. This isn't being finished until next Friday. So there's a few little things that we see going to be happening in here, some more data that Matt is putting in. But let me give you a quick overview. So you have a button here that you can press, and different things will pop out. Give me a sec here. There we are. Different things will pop out when you click on it. Let me go over to Todd Miller, because I've got some data in there again. And then, so when you click on there, this will show, these are the emails, the recent emails that were sent out. I have access to that. So the pop-outs are fine. But if you've got the real estate, if you've got real estate like I have here, I've got a little arrow down in the bottom right-hand corner here. I can click on that. That will pop them out. And I can scroll down and see all of the different information that's there. So let's just go through it. We've got the contacts that are there. So if I add somebody to this, let's go in and add a new contact to this, this company, and we'll put in here Will Hacker. And we'll just leave it. We're not going to put everything in. So when I put in Will Hacker, it's going to update this list, and it's going to put, I'm on Will's record right now, so it's showing Jill and Todd. And if I go back to Todd's record, it's going to show Will and Jill. Will and Jill. And then it's got other information. It's got the most recent emails. It's got upcoming activities. So when you're on that record, it gives you a quick snapshot of things. You can put comments in here with a date stamp. So you got a date stamp. You can highlight things. Maybe I just want this bolded. And I can actually have comments in here. Now you can, and then we have contact details that will show when this person was created, the last modified, and modified by whom. And there's going to be a few more things that are being added in here. So you'll see that as it launches next week. The nice thing about this is you can move these in different orders. So if I wanted to take this one here, this company one, and move it just below, I can move it below and put it wherever I want. And I can size it. Maybe I want the comments right at the top. Let me grab the comments. Come on. Comments right at the top, and I want to make it bigger. So I can size it. So you can move them around, you can size them, and set up whatever order you want. There's a little gear down in the bottom right-hand corner. Now, this gear will be updated with more stuff as we enhance the product, as we get feedback from you. We'll add maybe some new things in there, and there'll be more checkbox. So if I don't want certain things in here, like upcoming activities, I can uncheck those and just have what I want to see on there. We had a few people that were doing testing, and what they wanted to see was not so much company, because that can be pulled down from there, but they were looking at recent emails, and they were looking at the notes. So we'll take up upcoming activities and contact details and press OK. And so there's our recent emails. You don't have to go into history and start diving through the history to see that. You'll be able to just see the emails that are right there. If they're attached, you'll be able to click on the attach and open them up. And if you want to edit, you can click on the edit button and dive right in there as well. So this is a handy one. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Yes, the pop out link for sharing is super handy, and the sidebar, yeah, the sidebar, and the key is here is you can choose whether you want it collapsed or you want it popped out, or you just want to be on the fly, say, oh, I want to add a note, or maybe I want to see some emails. I can just do that on the fly, and again, with the gear, you can customize it to do whatever you want with that. All right, so the next thing I want to show you, how are we doing for time? We're not doing too bad. Any questions as we're going through here? Again, don't hesitate in popping those up. So the next thing I'm going to show you is this is a product that we've had for a little while here, and we decided to add this in and two other things that we've had that are not necessarily in the advisor. This is something that we just added and said, hey, I think this should go in here. And what the first one in is called Campaign Results. Now, Campaign Results works with the marketing automation. It will show you information once you send campaigns out. Now, I'm working with a demo database, so it's not going to be 100% accurate because this is just demo stuff in here. But if I click on the Campaign Results tab down on the nav bar, it's going to show me the name of the campaign. It's going to show me how many it was sent out to, who opened it, how many clicks were done, any unsubscribes, any bounces. You can see in this particular one, there's 6 bounces. And I've got access to all the people who connected all over here. Now, this far window on the far right-hand side will actually show the email that went out. Now, because this is a demo database, and I'm using, I didn't create these campaigns, acted for demo purposes. It's not showing the campaign in here. So, but if this was something that I sent out, it would not only have the list of the campaigns here, it would have some graphics showing what happened with that campaign at this particular time, and then it will actually show the email that was sent out, and then it's going to show all this information here, that how many clicks, who opened it, how many times they opened it, all that good stuff. And you can filter this. There's a little filter, so maybe I want to see just the ones who viewed it and not the other ones. And then you can actually pull up those contacts and do a lookup. So this is actually, and you can actually dump this into an Excel file so that you can, if you need to pull this off in an Excel file and analyze, the marketing campaign, you have the ability to do that. And one other piece that we've added to this campaign results was another little piece in here. Actually, it's over here. Is when there's data, when you send a campaign, it can, if somebody unsubscribes or bounces, you can actually have it update a field in Act itself. What happens is if something bounces, it goes into a suppression list, and then you're not able to send it out. But if you wanted to find out, well, who bounced or who unsubscribed, so maybe you want to touch base with them, you're able to map those fields in here. The other thing that we added in here was under Tools, under Email Verification, we have a connection. If you set up a Bright Verify account, and what a Bright Verify account does is allows you to send a list. You have a list, and what it will do is it'll go and verify if the email is valid. So it'll tell you whether it's bounced, whether it's inactive, whether it just knows that it went through, but we don't know if that person's still there. It'll give you a bunch of indicators. And I've done a video on this, and what I'll do is I probably will do another one showing how the Bright Verify works. But basically, you set it up here, you create a connection, and then you can, right inside of Act, you can verify the emails in a lookup, and then what it'll do is it will add those in whether they're good or not. And what that does is it just keeps any of your email marketing clean so that you're not getting a ton of bounces and ruining your email reputation. And so it's a really handy thing to do. And one of the things that we found with this is that if you didn't have this little feature, you'd have to, any of the ones that do email validation, you have to export the contacts out, you have to import them into their thing, run it, it'll give them a flag of whether they're good or not, and then you export it out of that, and then you import it back into Act, and that's just too much of a headache. And so Matt just programmed it so it would connect, and we can do it inside of Act, and we don't have to do anything fancy to make this happen. And so that works really well, and that's part of it as well. The last thing that I want to show you is for those of you who have remote databases, meaning your database is on a server or your database is in the cloud, on a cloud server, and you want to be able to be remote, meaning I don't have to want to connect directly to the database. I want to be offline. Maybe I'm going to the cottage, or I'm going to Europe, or I'm going someplace where I just want to be able to, or even working from home. I want to work from home, and I want to be able to update information, have it synchronized with the main database at the office or wherever it's located, and take care of it. Well, we have our own little SyncManager application here that allows you to see when was the last time it was synced, when the next one is coming up. I don't have the actual syncing, automatic sync set up here, so it says manual sync, but it would say the next sync is in 30 minutes or 15 minutes, and the last sync was, in this case, yesterday. And so what this will do is it'll tell you when the last time was synced, and you can do a manual sync anytime. This will only show up if you have a remote database. It's smart enough to know that, hey, this is a remote database, and so let's put that little feature in there so that you can manage that. What it'll also do is under Tools, there's a new little feature into here under Synchronized Database called SyncManager. And it allows you to enable how often it's going to sync, so you can check this off, and we recommend every 30 minutes. That's usually pretty good, but you can go longer or shorter. It also allows you to do a database maintenance, which most people at least people who haven't dealt with us, what they'll do is they'll have a remote database, but they don't do any maintenance to the database, and it needs to be maintained, doing compress and reindex and that sort of stuff, just like the master database does. And so we've enabled this, so you set the time every 2 days or every day or every couple of hours, whatever it is, it's going to do an integrity test, and it's going to reindex the database. So you check that off, choose what you want for it, and then you can actually check off to run this task when Act is closed, and it will just, in the background, it'll actually just make sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to. So that's the new the new Act View Plus. We're excited to make sure that this is offered to you again next Friday. We'll be launching it. You'll be getting some emails out saying, hey, this is available. And it's going to be going for $39 a person. And for those of you who want to buy this right away on Friday, we're giving it to you for $19 per user, and I think this is exciting to be able to modernize, have some extra features, and have it fairly inexpensive that it's manageable. It is a subscription base, so it will be, it'll for the first year it'll be $19, then it'll go up to $29. Did I say 39? I meant 29. $29. Can't remember what I said. Anyways, $29 per person, and $19 for the launch, if you will, pricing, and that will be for the first year, and then it'll go up to $29. But we're excited. We'll send you links. I'll actually have a video up that'll go through this again. I'll probably just take this and edit it, and just think that any time that we can enhance things for you to make your life a little bit easier, that just gets us excited over here. And if you have anything that you think, hey, I would like Act to do that, throw it by us. Let us see. Maybe it's something that's specific to you, and we'll do some custom programming for you. But maybe it's something that can be used for everybody, and then we can maybe create an app for that. We do have some more stuff coming down the roadmap, which we're excited to do, and we're looking forward to continuing to enhance your Act experience the best we can. And hopefully have a great day, and enjoy the weekend, and all the best. And we'll talk to you on the next video. All the best, everyone. Bye for now.